Guys, welcome to Dr. Zahir Maths. Right, today I'm going to discuss one integration question, which is integral y e power y dy. How to integrate this one? This is also function of y, this is also function of y. It looks like a product, right? So I'm going to use integration by parts, one method. Okay, the first method I'm going to use integration by parts, right? What is integration by parts formula, which is studied in calculus 2, which is uv minus integral v du. uv minus integral v du. The second one, I'm going to use substitution method. Okay, so the second one, I'm going to teach you substitution method. Choose which method is easy for you. Let me start. So let me call this as u, and this I'll call it as dv, right? For integration by parts, you need to call one as u and the other as dv, the leftover. Okay, right? So let's start. U is equal to y, right? And dv is equal to e power y dy. I'm going to differentiate this one with respect to y. Du by dy is equal to 1. And I'm going to integrate this one. So if I integrate, I'll get v. Integral of e power y is e power y, right? So what is the value of du in this? Du is equal to 1 times dy, which is dy, right? Yes, it's ready. So let's start the formula. uv minus integral v du. What's your u? U is your y and v is your e power y minus integral. Your v is e power y and du is dy. So y e power y minus integral e power y dy. What is the integral of e power y dy? Just now we did it, which is equal to what? Y e power y minus, this answer is e power y. Of course, plus integrating constant c is there, right? Okay, teacher, this rule sometimes I forget in the examination room. What I will do? Integration by parts will not help you, right? So let's go for substitution method. So number 2, we will start substitution method. Okay, how I will integrate y e power y dy using substitution method. So in the substitution method, I'm going to call this as your t. This is the one which is giving problem, e power y. So t is equal to e power y. In the substitution, when I call something as t, I have to differentiate the next step with respect to that particular variable on the right hand side. So dt divided by dy is equal to e power y, right? So now look at this one and look at this one. All the things in the integral must be converted in terms of t. That is your main logic of substitution method. Okay, right. So how I'm going to convert in terms of t, right? So e power y dy, you can see from here, right? So I'm going to write this as dt equals e power y dy. So I got the whole thing. You can call it as e power y dy as your dt. So what about this y, right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get the value of y is also in terms of t. So we have an equation t is equal to e power y. We have an equation what? T equals e power y, right? So y is locked inside e. Can you see that? So to get out of from e, so what you will do? You will take ln both sides. Ln t is equal to ln e power y, right? So using logarithmic rule, what will happen? This y will come down. The name of the rule is power rule. So y ln e, which is equal to ln t, right? Okay. What is the value of ln e? You can use the calculator. The value is equal to 1. So therefore, ln t is equal to y. So what's the value of y? Ln t. So therefore, integral, the y value is ln t, right? And e power y dy, which is equal to what? dt. So therefore, you get integral ln t dt. So what did I teach you in the class? What is the formula for ln x dx? Right. I told you have to remember this formula. X ln x minus x plus c, right? So this happens to be x, sorry, not xt, t ln t, okay, minus t, right? So what is your t? Your t is your e power y, right? So this equals e power y ln e power y minus ln e power y minus e power y. Let me apply the logarithmic rule in one place. So this will come here. So e power y ln e minus e power y. So what's the value of ln e? It's 1. So this equals e power y minus e power y. So this is going to be your final answer. Clear? So let me check whether the both answers are correct or not. So just go back to here. Yes. So what's your answer? Y e power y. And look here. This is also y e power y. And look here, the next term minus e power y. Okay. And here also minus e power y. So from this, what is the information? So integral y e power y dy is equal to y e power y minus e power y. Of course, plus c is there, integrating constant, right? So that's all for today's video. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.